Western Michigan defensive end, Ali Fayad. Am I saying that right, Ali?
Ali Fayad, yeah. Yep, you are.
I want to make sure I'm not butchering your name throughout the interview.
No,
Welcome to State of Football. You're with Rick Saratella here. And first off, congratulations for being selected to the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl.
Thank you.
Spoke to some of our staff at some point here, but we wanted to have you on today's show to kind of get your name out there, tell your story a little bit. You've had a very highly productive career there at Western Michigan. I think, when you take a look at this year's edge rusher draft class, not a lot of high impact guys. And you're somebody who can get after the quarterback. Teams may be viewing you as a defensive end, maybe as a standout outside rush guy. So let's dive into all this stuff. Let's first off begin with, let's start off with, where do you see yourself playing at the next level? Have you gotten any scout feedback? Do you kind of envision yourself as a hand in the dirt guy? Do you picture yourself standing up at the next level? What are you hearing, Ali?
I mean, I'm hearing a little bit of both, but I believe in myself to do, I my capabilities. I can do both. I can put my hand in the ground, or I could play 3-4 outside, stand up, and rush the quarterback. Both are on film. I've done it consistently for years now. So honestly, whatever they need me to do, I'm willing to do.
And for the scouts tuning in here, hearing about you now, or about to go dig into your film, what should they expect to see when they pop in that game film? Give me a little sneak peek. What's your pass rush repertoire looking like? You got the rip, you got the dip, you got the spin. You're doing bull rush on them. What are you bringing to the table here from a pass rush repertoire?
From a pass rush repertoire, I can break down an offensive tackle by bringing speed to power, power to speed. I could switch it up. I got quick twitch. I'm probably one of the best get-offs in college football, and what else can I say? I use hands. I use my hands every time I'm coming off the ball as well. So I'm just really fundamentally sound when it comes to playing the sport. I'm locked in. My eyes don't leave my man, and I just play ball.
Ali Fayyad here on the State of Football show with Rick Saratella, breaking it down as we count you down to the NFL draft, just about 100 days or so. Ali, talk to me about, this crazy time we're living in. Clearly the pandemic has altered all of our lives. And, it's not a traditional draft process for anybody. So I'm curious to know, how are you preparing for the draft? What does your training regimen look like? Where are you right now? What does a day look like for you as you kind of get ready for to hear your name called draft weekend?
Right. Well, I'm not sure if you know, but I decided to come back for a year. So I'm here at Western Michigan for another one. And
Okay.
I'm here, and we've been training. We've been training winter conditioning. And the reason for that was, I had to talk. That was, stuff with my fam I had to, talk to about, and I made a decision. I thought the best thing for me was to stay another year, and now I'm back in KZoo, and I'm getting back to work, and I'm on my grind, and I can't wait to get back on the field and show what I can do.
Okay, great. Well, so let's talk about this decision, because this has been a topic of emphasis here on the State of Football, and the NFL extending for individuals like yourself, seniors to be. They granted until March 1st to make your decision whether you want to stay in the draft, come back. So you've made the decision to return to school. What was that process like? How did you go about that? Were you able to collect feedback from the NFL? Did you sit down with your coaching staff and talk it over with your family? Or how did that process work for you?
I mean, I got hurt this year, so that was a big thing to do with it, and I had to talk to my fam, and, we have to understand that, going into the NFL, you have to have the proper preparation, and you have to be ready. And I felt like I could have been more ready, if that makes sense. I felt like my preparation wasn't to top par or top tier of how I've been in the past, and I felt like the better decision was, as I like to say, thug it out for another year, do what you got to do, and then get back, and and the chips may fall where they fall.
Okay, so then if you feel like there is room for improvement, then tell us what are some things you want to polish up. What are some things you want to get better at? We talked about some of your strengths. What are some of the areas of your game that you're going to work on trying to improve next season?
Well, I'm all around working on, I can get better at everything, everything that I'm at right now. Like, I'm not peaked. I'm not at a ceiling. I don't feel like I have a ceiling. So get off can get better. I can get faster. I can get bigger. I can get stronger. When it comes to technique, my feet can get better. When I drop back, my hips could get looser. All the little things, that are gonna make me a prime player, the best defensive end coming out of next year's draft. Whatever I got to do, and I'll continue to sit, work with my coaches, and take coaching. Never take anything to heart. This is a game. This is a sport, and I love to play, and I would love to play it for a long time.
Yeah, and you had a very abbreviated season this past year, only 3 games played. But looking at your entire body of work, I think you've got 39 and a half tackles for loss or 19 and a half sacks in about 40 games played or so. So applying a lot of pressure to the quarterback. Last time we checked, we saw you were kind of in that 6'2", 255 range. Just take me through your weight progression. Where were you coming into college? Where do you kind of see yourself playing next season? And do you want to stay right in that range? You want to bulk up? You want to slim down? Where do you kind of see yourself?
Well, I came into college 6'1", like 230 pounds. I had to put on some weight. There was a time where I was playing 3-tech at 240 pounds and just getting after it. But I see myself, playing at 250, 255, with that speed, because I feel like speed kills. Fast feet, our slow feet don't eat. And I know that's what it's about. That strength is going to come with it regardless. I'm in the weight room every day and I do what I got to do. So I got to continue to work on my speed, continue to work on me and make sure that weight on me is lean.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, no doubt about it. Ali Fayyad here, Western Michigan defensive end. Ali, take me through your career, looking back at it up to this point, and whether it was an overall opponent or an individual opponent. Who's been a tough matchup for you? How did you fare? And what did you take away from it?
Oh man, nothing could ever, my first game at USC at the Coliseum, in 2017. That was like I went from a high school game 9 months before that to playing in the Coliseum. So that kind of like, I don't know, woke me up. That was welcome to college football type moment. I saw the speed, the size, and honestly, I felt like I was aggressive. I was in there. I wasn't, shying away from any type of contact or anything, and it was fun. And I realized that, this is what I'm gonna do from that game on.
Very cool. Yeah. Hey, welcome to college football. Prime time stage right there. So I'm sure that was a memorable experience and moment for you. Let's get to know you a little bit outside the lines. Obviously, you put a lot of time into preparation and studying and being around the facility. But what are you doing outside of football? You have any hobbies, activities that you enjoy?
No, man. Other than being with the family, it's football 24/7 for me. Just I'm working on that goal. Everything that I do, is towards that goal. If it's the food that I put in my mouth, if it's the production that I do throughout the day, if it's washing dishes, just anything but sitting on my couch and just chilling, just trying to be productive in every day. I'm just trying to be a productive person every single day and just do what I got to do in order to get to my goals.
Now you're up there playing at Western Michigan. I see you're a Michigan native. Tell me a little bit about your hometown, where you grew up. Give us a little background information, Ali.
I grew up in Dearborn, Michigan, where I played football at Dearborn High School. That's 2 hours away, 2 hours east from Kalamazoo, and that's where Western Michigan is located. And I feel like Dearborn is a small football town. It's the most concentrated Middle Eastern part in America, other than the Middle East. So everybody over there is a lot of Muslims over there, and I loved it. I love my city. I love where I'm from. Shout out Robert Saleh. He just got a Jets job, head coaching for the Jets. He's a Dearborn native as well. Not much to say is that we have really good food, and Ford is in Dearborn.
Hey, well, we're getting an education here on the state of football this morning. I did not know that. And yes, Robert Saleh getting the head coaching job there for the New York Jets. Um, do you have, speaking of that, do you have any kind of role models or people in your life that have kind of influenced you up to this point in your career?
For sure. Both my parents have influenced me up to this point, just always continuing telling me and continuing me to work hard and I can get whatever I want regardless of, I'm undersized and, I only had two offers coming out of high school and, they just always continue to keep my head on straight and just work for whatever you want because it's in your grasp, it's in your hands, you can get it no matter what.
And you mentioned you only had two offers coming out of high school, which looking back at it now and seeing the career you've had thus far, that's unbelievable to think. Um, you know, did you play any other sports in high school? I guess you were kind of undersized coming out. What kind of other sports did you play growing up? When did you begin playing football, and when did you know you had a passion for the game?
Right. I began, well, first of all, I was a basketball player before anything. And I wanted to be a hooper since I could dribble a basketball at like 3 years old. I think I got cut from like my seventh grade team, and then those dreams just flushed down the toilet. And then started to pick up a football. And, honestly, it was the working out part at first. I started to really work out, get in the weight room. I started seeing results. I was like, damn, I'm pretty strong. Going in my freshman year of high school, I played football. I felt like there was favorites on the team, so you know how that goes. And I felt like I could have played, but it wasn't working out for me. But then that next year, my sophomore year in high school, I got around a good group of guys, best friends to this day, and worked really hard, really, really hard, and harder than any high schooler you've ever seen. I promise that. And I ended up just loving. I just loved results, and I just got the passion for the game, and it was just going out there and just playing with your brothers and just all the things that you've done off the field, and then all that, and then you see it all work toward and on the field, and it's just crazy. My sophomore year, I had an undefeated JV team, and I think after that point, I fell in love with winning. I fell in love with the game, and I understand like the brotherhood that comes with the game.
Very cool. Ali Fayad here, Western Michigan defensive end. Making that choice to opt back, return Western Michigan. You are returning to Western Michigan, Ali?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because the transfer portal gets so crazy these days, I can't keep up with it.
Man. Yeah. Man, I remember like that first week the season ended, there was like 190 guys that entered the portal or something like that.
I think
crazy
it's like
number.
Yeah, it's up to like 1,500 now. Yes, yes. That's why I want to make sure, so a lot of these guys that are opting to return, a lot of them are jumping into the transfer portal. So I'm glad to see you're staying somewhere where you've already enjoyed success. You know the system. I think you're going to set yourself up for future success and really capitalize on a big season. The great thing is, you did get a chance to participate in the NFL PAU seminar. So
I did.
Yeah, so that was kind of a little introduction, for
sure.
When you come out next year, you got a little taste of what to expect. Any player that might be tuning in, watching this, that gets an NFL PA Bowl invite, and God praying that we have an actual game event and not just a virtual event. But what can you talk about just from your experience and what you were able to take away from the virtual seminar aspect of it?
Well, for anyone listening and anyone that gets the chance to participate in something like that, the main thing is just to listen and take notes and understand that what they're telling you is real life if this is what you really want to do. What I took from it is that preparation is a lot. You got to make sure everything is in order to be the person that you want to be or the player that you want to be. Because if not, then you're going to fall short of your dreams or fall short of what you want if you don't make the changes in your life or make the sacrifices that you want.
Yeah, no, well said. And that was a very great theme, driven home throughout that event. And, we're going to wrap things up here. I guess, since you are going back to school, leave us with a parting shot. Give us Give us a message to the Broncos Nation, all the fans out there listening. What do you want to tell everybody? What's the goals for next season? What do they expect? Some big things coming out of you in the program. Hit them with a parting shot here.
Well, you already know how I'm coming. I promise you that. But I'll tell you what, we got some unfinished business over here in Kalamazoo, and we're coming for the MAC title. We'll see you on Ford Field next year. I'm sorry, this year.
There it is. Yeah. Wow. We turned the calendar now. We're on to 2021. That's Ali.
Yes,
hey, do us a favor. Maybe next year at some point, either before the season or maybe this time next year, we get you back on here, touch base with you, see where you're at with everything.
For sure. Sounds good.
All right. Done deal.